Appreciate everybody being here. Really proud of the team. We've settled down and started really preparing in a mature way the last month, and really proud of how our team has practiced, how our coaches have worked and prepared our players, and how our players have taken on game day. And I just think that it shows with the energy that we're playing with, the physicality, the fundamentals that we're playing with, is starting to show. And we've really tried to go back and practice and really emphasize those areas to play consistently week in and week out. And we're starting to see it. Really proud of our defense. The effort that we showed tonight, the attention to detail, the turnovers, how we covered, how we kept this quarterback in the pocket. This quarterback was their best player. They made yards when he scrambled and when he got out of the pocket. And we made a special effort of keeping him in the pocket and making him throw. And so he's a very good player. They got a good offensive team. But I'm really proud of the way our defense showed up tonight and played. Our offense was physical. I got to tip my hat to Braden. I pulled him aside and I just told him, I said, listen, it's your job to put this team in position to win, take care of the football. And we did tonight. We didn't have any turnovers. Our defense got 4. That was the difference in the game, in my opinion. We had more rushing attempts than them, which just kind of controlled the game. So it's a real positive step for us to play this way against this team. And I got to tip my hat to our fans. I guess that's our third sellout this year, fourth biggest crowd in school history, homecoming, parents' weekend. Our crowd stayed to the end. Our students were amazing. They were very loud on third down, and it made a difference today. So, when I took this job, I dreamed about playing in Canvas and having that kind of atmosphere, and we're starting to get it. And I'm very, very excited about that. This has got to be the hardest place for people to come in and play, and we're beginning to make it hard. So, very proud of our team. It's a very positive step for us, and we got to continue to do that.
What's the biggest transformation you've seen in your defense that's culminated in the way they've played the last 3 weeks?
I just think consistency. I think we have some kids that are emerging with confidence. I really like the way we covered today. We were aggressive in our coverage. We were challenging receivers. I'm very proud of our pass rush. We lost a guy like Mo Camara, who was a dominant pass rusher. I knew we were going to have to do it by technique and discipline and being relentless, and that's what we were tonight. A lot of different guys, Kurtzky and Mukende and Newer and DeAndre Gill played tonight. He hadn't played so far this year. Kennedy McDowell. I can't praise Cam Baratow and James Mitchell enough. They just don't get. We got a lot of big guys on this team that don't ever get their name called, and they're beat up during the week and they're sore, but they give us everything they have, and those two guys really played well tonight. And our big uglies on offense did too. They did. And Jacob and all those guys, and we're not really worried about style points, to be honest with you. We want to do the things we got to do to win, and that's what we're finding out how to do. We still have to be better in spurts in the second half offensively. We missed a couple of manageable third downs. We're getting into 3rd and 3 and 3rd and 4, and then we're not converting, and we have to do a better job of that. In the second half. That was really disappointing. And we had a couple penalties that stopped us from driving and finishing the game. I really wanted to finish the game with the ball at the end. And, we had the penalty. did a good job punting the ball. Patty hurt his hamstring this week, and Brian had to punt. And I thought Brian did an outstanding job. And so, really good special teams game. Our field position was important, and we did a good job there as well.
Especially with your defense in the second half. Offense, you had struggles moving the ball, put a lot of pressure on them. The way that they responded and just kept rising up. Does that talk to you a little bit about of the maturity that group has to see it from start to finish?
Yeah, and I'm proud of that, and I expect that. We got great leadership on defense. Jack Howell and Henry Blackburn and Chase Wilson, they do a great job along with Cam and Jay Mitch. But we knew it was going to be a long game. We knew very different game than a week ago. Just the style is completely different, longer game, more running for the defense, more covering. And I thought they adjusted and handled that. We're trying to do things offensively to keep them off the field so they can rest. And so that's helped as well. And when they went in there, they played great. And so, it's a 4-quarter game. It takes a lot of focus and concentration for 4 quarters, and our guys are learning how to do that.
You mentioned offensive turnovers. This is the first time in 707 days you guys finished a game without a turnover. Just, how exciting is that for you and the offense, and just how important is that for the team?
No, it's good. And I think Braden's been doing a great job taking care of the ball. He's really cut his turnovers down. And, and we've been fumbling the football, and we just went back and pounded fundamentals, turnover circuit, and went back to day one training camp. And we got to continue to do that, and the guys were mindful of that. And so we just got to build on that. We got to build on that. I'm just determined to be a team that continues to get better as the season finishes. We've always taken great pride in that, and we got a lot of, we're still a relatively young team. In the 3 years we've been here, we've been recruiting freshmen. And so a lot of our kids are still learning how to play, gaining confidence, and getting better every week. And so we should be better in another week than we were this week. And the confidence that our kids gained in this game has got to help us next week. And it's got to continue that week as we go through the season.
Kobe obviously not getting the carries like he did prior in his career, but touchdown pass last week, the bunt today. What does it say about him that he is finding ways to contribute?
I just think it shows the unselfishness of him as a player and finding ways to contribute. He threw a touchdown pass a week ago. This week he has the big punt return. And I just had a lot of confidence, when we lost Torrey. Kobe is just such a veteran player. He's got so much confidence in situations. And, I told Tommy, I just really want to see Kobe back there and give him a chance. And it gives him a chance to get his hands on the ball. He's not getting the snaps on offense that he once got. But what a valuable player he is to have. And we got to get contributions from everybody. I think that's one of the things, when you look at your roster, you look and see how guys can contribute, and we try to put them in positions to do that. Brian was the same way as a punter today. He comes in when Patty goes down. We're challenging our backup players to contribute, and as we go down the stretch, that's going to be really important.
Whose idea was it to solve your tight end depth issue with your backup tackles?
Yeah, we talked about it, but I talked to my good friend Al Groh, and he watches us every week, and he said you ought to throw a lineman in there, and I think Bill does a great job getting those guys ready to play. Coach Finley, we got Mike Golf who's helping us with the offensive line, and he was at San Diego State last year. He's in between gigs, and he's helping us, and it's just been incredibly helpful to have all those guys. And Alex Foster and Christian Martin, two really good linemen. We're using them at tight end a little bit, and it was really effective tonight.
The third quarter starts, New Mexico goes straight down, gets the one, but then you hold and get the turnover. How important was that, goal line stand?
Really big. I think the goal line stand was really big. Our guys just kept playing, and there's been times in the past where we get a negative play or a team drives a ball down and you can feel a momentum switch. And, we've tried to stress with our guys that momentum is just attitude. It's just attitude. And, to get it back is just refocus on the next play, focus on the techniques and fundamentals you got to do. And we can get it right back. And we have plenty of capable players. We got plenty of guys that have ability to make big plays. And so we just got to continue to play and believe in each other.
You had a couple of interceptions from linebackers late. Boom Jock obviously makes the nice kind of ball, and then Chase Wilson late. Just what are you seeing from those guys? Seems like they're covering a lot of ground.
I think we're getting better every week. I think our linebackers and our defensive line particularly are improving every week, and we're getting different contributions for different guys. And even our young guys are contributing. Owen Long is, I look up and he's running all over the field, making a play, and he's a freshman, true freshman, but really smart kid. Really proud of Boom. I think Boom is still a relatively young guy. He's played a lot of football for us, but every week that he plays, he learns the adjustments a little bit better, a little more confident in his technique and his reads, and you can just see us reacting quicker defensively. Guys are, the repetitions are starting to build on itself, and really proud of the way that we've responded.
You don't do a lot of the quick strike stuff as like in the past when you were more air raid, but it seems like you've settled on Caleb Goody as a guy that can be a game breaker for you.
Yeah, he's got an opportunity, to make some big plays. He can run. He's got really good speed. We just missed him a couple times on play actions, but we'll continue to do that and stretch the field. And the penalties hurt us. We had some untimely penalties, and but that's something that we have to learn to overcome. But he's done a really good job. Armani, those guys have ability to be explosive players.
You mentioned after the San Jose State win, we bet in the offense that puts up a bunch of flashy stats but can't close. Is this kind of the perfect type of matchup then, besides your shift in ideology?
I think the San Jose State game is a good example, and this game. You gotta find ways to keep people's points down if you're going to win consistently. And sometimes when you're freewheeling, you don't do that. You're not on the field long enough. Your defense doesn't rest, and the other offense gets a chance for more strikes. And it's just like an analogy in baseball. You give enough people enough at bats, they're going to finally get hits on you. And so we're trying to limit their at bats and play complementary football, offense and defense. And I think it's helping our defense be fresher and be more effective. And we've got to find ways to execute better and finish and score more points. But we'll keep working through that. But I'm really proud of the special teams plays we made, because that was important as well. The field position, getting the punt return, it all adds to that. So it's a total team effort. And it wasn't perfect, but we'll just continue to work it. And we're just trying to be on the right side of the ledger. They count the W's the same, whether it's 5 points or 50 points. And so, and at the end of the year, people really don't care. So we'll just keep trying to find a way to get on the right side of the ledger, and we'll continue to push for that.
How important is it for the players to, go back and see a game like this? Although maybe you don't put up all those flashy stats, but if you go and you execute and you don't make as many mistakes as the other team, you still win.
Well, we try to point that out every week to them, and I put keys to victory, and I talk about all those things on Monday, and then I talk about them on Friday. And so we're very aware. I think we're a more knowledgeable team. I think we understand football better. I think we got a bunch of kids that are studying football, and when you're in a program where they haven't been winning, they don't do that, and so that's been learned behavior, to watch film every day and study your opponent and understand the game plan and getting with your coaches. And so, we have a lot of kids that are investing in improving as players, and they're preparing themselves to play on Saturdays. and these critical moments in the game where you have to make adjustments, that comes from a lot of hard work and preparation. It just doesn't happen. So our guys are learning how to do that and be a winning football team. And so that's important. I'm really proud of our leadership and our seniors. You know, if you want to win, you got to take a hard road. It's not easy, and it's not for the faint of heart, and it's not for the weak. And the weak get forgotten. You know, we talk about that all the time. And you know, we have to make the choice to do the hard things to help us be in a position to win on Saturdays.
You now sit one game away from bowl eligibility. Is that something you stress, or is it just stick the course?
No, it's the next game.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, we want to win the next game, and you know, we've been paying attention to what they're doing there, and I think they've improved quite a bit, and you know, I think they've done a good job, and so it's not an easy place to go play, to go to Reno, and so we'll start preparing for that tomorrow, and you know, the next few weeks are going to start being different. You know, we're going to start playing on Fridays and shorter weeks, West Coast trip, and so, you know, that's all something that we're going to have to deal with. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Jim.